I'm gonna show you how is my TV measuring before and after calibration, and the settings I'm using right now on my LG C1 OLED 48-inch are gonna be in the description of the video, as well as these full screen pictures of the entire grayscale. Also on this mobile app, I lowered the time between measurements from the default 2 seconds to 0.2 seconds so we can go faster over these pictures. We're getting the changes here almost in real time. So you can see the consistency that I am getting here across the entire grayscale. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reset this calibration so you see there's a big difference between the default game optimizer mode on this LG C1 and this calibration. So regardless of the accuracy of the color temperature, let's say that this app is not accurately reading 6500K. It doesn't matter. The game optimizer mode is so much more inconsistent that it is it's gonna be better. The settings that I'm using right now for my TV are just better. They look better, okay? Also, you can see the magenta to green balance changing from 0.002 to 0.003. That was my target. My target was between 0.002, very close to 0.003, as close as possible. So let's take a look at this. This is the last picture. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go slower, even slower. And then I am going to change, when I get to the bottom end again, I am going to change reset the calibration and go over the pictures again. So now I am going slower. So you can see the consistency. This is just perfect. Based on this app, this TV is perfect. But of course, you know, this is not accurate. This is not D65. It looks better to me. I enjoy doing this. I love doing this. And I think that I'm learning a lot about how this TV, you know, calibrates, what are the limitations, how it behaves, you know, how the picture quality changes just by changing the magenta to green balance. And that is just fascinating to me. I am enjoying a lot using this app on my plasma, on my LCD monitor, on this LG C1 OLED. Is just a blast. So if you are a display enthusiast, I highly recommend you to just play around with this and you're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going over the pictures until I see that it is too dark. You see, when we get closer to the lower end of the grayscale, it is more challenging to get accurate results. You see, you go 65, 50, but the problem is the screen uniformity. Look at this, the screen uniformity. So if I go to the, well, this is too dark. Let me go to this one. So if I go to the right side, you're gonna get a temperature. If I go to the center of the screen, you get a different temperature. It's just the screen uniformity. So don't lose your mind with that. It's just the way it is. So now let me change this and reset the settings. So I'm gonna show you. All the settings I'm using right now are going to be in the description of the video. So let me reset the settings right now. I'm gonna go here to colors. And actually, let me show you the settings right here. I can't show you the settings. I'm gonna show you the settings I'm using and then I'm going to reset them. The settings are in the description, but I'm gonna show them to you. So it is blue -11, green -6. This is in the high point, and then in the low point, I am not using anything because I discovered that raising blue here would raise the black level, and I don't want to do that. So I'm not touching the low point, and then I am stacking a 22-point calibration on top of that 2-point calibration. And let me start with the lowest code value. So you see, there's nothing here on this lowest 15. I'm gonna go to 48. You see that in 48, I lowered the red to -3, green 0, blue -3. I'm gonna go up to 135. Have red -1, green -1, blue 0. I'm gonna go to 218. Red 0, green -1, blue 2. 282, red 0, green 0, blue 4. These code values, they change with the tone mapping. I am using HDIG right now, which is no tone mapping on the TV. You see here code 332, red 0, green 0, blue 5. 374, red 0, green 0, blue 4. 410, red 0, green 1, blue 2. 442, red 0, green 1, blue 2. I think this is the last one. 469, red 0, green 0, blue 0. So that's the last one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit reset. Okay? Wanna reset? Yes. Boom. Everything is reset. So now when you reset this, the color temperature is gonna be 0. So of course I'm gonna change that to warm 50 because otherwise it's just gonna be too cool. So this is the recommendation from all the reviewers and TV calibrators, just lower to warm 50. And I agree, it's just the best option. Otherwise, it just looks too cool. It is terrible. So you see, warm 50. So let's take a look at the measurements now. And I'm going to start at the same picture I was, picture 4. So I ended up on that last run, I ended up on this picture number 8. Okay, so to be fair, I started at the 14, but I ended at the number 8. So I'm gonna show you how that looks like. Look at that magenta to green balance. 004. If I go to the right side of the screen, 0.007, 6900, 68. But this is just a problem of the screen uniformity. Okay, so that's not important at all. You can see here green to magenta, 0.005. Okay, so I'm going to go fast up and then I'm gonna go slow down. So you see that magenta to green balance is going over 0.003. Sometimes it is higher, leaning towards green than my calibration. You see the color temperature is 6600, 6650. So the most important thing and the biggest differences that I see is that magenta to green balance. In my opinion, it is based on what I can see and comparing it with my plasma TV and with the rest of the displays that I have at home, even comparing it with my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra screen, which is absolutely amazing. It definitely looks green. The skin tones, they look green. So that was my main goal. I didn't want to change this magenta to green balance too much, but I lowered it. I lowered it and it is definitely noticeable. So as you can see, the consistency, it wasn't bad at all. It was a little bit more inconsistent closer to the lower end of the grayscale, but it is higher than 6500. Okay, it was 6650. And if I am going to make a mistake on the calibration, I want to make a mistake on the warmer side because it's gonna be incorrect, but my eyes are going to thank me because less blue lights are better for your eyes. So I am okay with making a mistake in the warmer side. Okay, so now let's go down slower, and I go slower down. So we got to the end. So this is the end of the last picture, 255. So now I'm going to go down from this picture and I'm gonna go slower. It is actually not bad at all. The biggest problem I see, so even if I keep this color temperature to 6650, let's say that my camera and this cell phone app is not accurate at all, and this 6650 is actually 6500K. What I would definitely change is this magenta to green balance. I would lower it a little bit because the skin tones look green to me. That's a big problem. And I tested multiple calibrations. I tested magenta to green balance in 0.001 and that was looking magenta to me. It looks very nice. I like it. I'm not saying that everything looks red. It looks very nice, and actually I think that looks closer to a QD OLED, probably, based on what I've seen. Then I tested magenta to green 0.002, but very solid, like not like almost 0.003, like just very solid 0.002. And actually I like that one a lot. I think I liked that one the most, but I didn't want to change the factory setting too much, so I lowered it to be very as close as possible to 0.003 and 0.002 sometimes. So basically just one more click, it would be 0.003 or more. That's what I calibrated for. But as you can see here, for example, this picture, you see, is leaning towards green too much, 0.003, sometimes 0.004. And this is the picture number 49. So this is not one of the, of the first pictures. So this is relevant. This is very, very relevant, these pictures here. And they are measuring between 0.003 and 0.004, okay? So that's a problem. And you see the color temperature dropped from 6650 to 6500. So there is an inconsistency there. So I was definitely able to fix that with my calibrations. You see here now it is warmer in the lower end of the grayscale. So let's see when is this becoming warmer. Let's see when is this problem starting to happen. So we have 6650, 6550, 6600. So this problem of the temperature getting warmer starts on the picture number 70 and going down. So down from this picture number 70, it becomes warmer and warmer and warmer. So from 6650, it goes down to 6500 gradually. And I think it even, and you see the magenta to green balance, and it becomes greener. It becomes greener. That's the problem. That's what is making the skin tones look green. See, that's the problem right there that I am fixing with that calibration. So regardless of the accuracy of my calibration, that's the problem. And then you see it goes back down. So here on this picture 24, on this picture number 24, it is 6500, and then I keep going down 23, 20, 21, 22, 21, 20, and then it goes back up to 6650, and then it goes down again, 6650, it stays there, and then it goes down again at the very end. You see, there's a lot of inconsistencies. It's not terrible. I'm not saying the factory settings are terrible, but yeah, they are not perfect. And the skin tones, they do look a little bit green, just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it does look a little bit green in person. So when I change immediately from my settings, from my calibrated settings to the factory settings, my settings look better for the skin tones. They just look better. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions and if you have any questions.